I remember a time when I had a conflict with a coworker over the direction of a project. We both had different ideas about how to approach it, and things started to get heated. But instead of letting our emotions get the best of us, we decided to take a step back and listen to each other's perspectives. Through active listening and compromise, we were able to find a solution that worked for both of us.
In my experience, one of the most common causes of conflicts in the workplace is a lack of clear communication. When team members aren't on the same page, it can lead to misunderstandings and tension. To prevent this, I try to make sure that everyone is on the same page and has a clear understanding of their roles and responsibilities. This helps to minimize conflicts and create a more productive work environment.
When it comes to resolving conflicts with coworkers, I find that empathy and understanding are key. By putting ourselves in the other person's shoes and trying to understand their perspective, we can often find a solution that works for everyone. I also think that it's important to maintain positive relationships with coworkers, even after a conflict has been resolved. This helps to build trust and create a more supportive work environment.
I completely agree with Peter. In my experience, communication is also a critical component of conflict resolution. It's important to be clear and direct in our communication, while also being respectful and empathetic. Some effective communication techniques include active listening, asking clarifying questions, and acknowledging the other person's feelings.
Leadership also plays an important role in resolving conflicts between team members. A good leader should be able to identify conflicts early on and address them before they escalate. They should also be able to facilitate productive conversations and help team members find common ground. By providing guidance and support, leaders can create a more positive and productive work environment for everyone.
Dealing with a difficult coworker can be challenging, but it's important to remain calm and professional. In one situation, I had a coworker who was constantly negative and critical of others. Instead of reacting defensively, I tried to understand where they were coming from and address their concerns in a constructive way. By showing empathy and a willingness to work together, we were able to resolve the conflict and build a more positive relationship.
One mistake that people often make when trying to resolve conflicts is to avoid the issue or sweep it under the rug. While this might temporarily diffuse the tension, it often leads to larger problems down the line. It's important to address conflicts head-on and in a timely manner, while also being respectful and empathetic.
Dealing with conflicts that involve multiple people or teams can be especially challenging. In these situations, it's important to create a safe and neutral space where everyone can express their concerns and ideas. Mediation can also be a helpful tool for resolving conflicts, as it allows an impartial third party to help facilitate productive conversations and find common ground.
At the end of the day, conflict resolution is a skill that can be developed and improved over time. By practicing active listening, empathy, and effective communication, we can become more effective at resolving conflicts and creating a positive and supportive work environment for everyone involved.
I think it's also important to recognize that conflicts can be a sign of larger issues within the organization. For example, a lack of support from management or unclear expectations can lead to conflicts between team members. By addressing these underlying issues, we can create a more positive and productive work environment that minimizes conflicts.
Another common cause of conflicts in the workplace is a lack of respect for different perspectives. Everyone comes from a different background and has different experiences, was important to approach conflicts with an open mind and a willingness to learn from others. By valuing diversity and inclusivity, we can create a more supportive and collaborative work environment that minimizes conflicts.
Sometimes, conflicts can also arise from personal issues outside of work. For example, a coworker may be going through a difficult time in their personal life that is affecting their behavior at work. In these situations, it's important to approach the situation with empathy and understanding, while also setting clear boundaries and expectations for professional behavior.
I think it's also important to recognize that conflicts can be an opportunity for growth and learning. By approaching conflicts with a growth mindset and a willingness to learn from others, we can use the experience to improve our communication and collaboration skills.
In some cases, conflicts may be too complex or emotionally charged to resolve on our own. In these situations, it may be helpful to seek outside support, such as a mediator or professional counselor. By taking the time to address the issue in a constructive and professional manner, we can minimize the negative impact of conflicts and create a more positive work environment for everyone involved.
After a conflict has been resolved, it's important to take steps to maintain positive relationships with coworkers. This can include expressing gratitude and appreciation for their contributions, seeking out opportunities for collaboration and teamwork, and continuing to practice effective communication and conflict resolution skills.
In my experience, it's also helpful to reflect on the conflict and identify any lessons learned. By taking the time to reflect on what worked well and what could be improved, we can become more effective at resolving conflicts and creating a positive work environment.
When dealing with conflicts that involve multiple people or teams, it's important to establish clear goals and expectations for the resolution process. This can include defining roles and responsibilities, setting timelines and deadlines, and establishing a plan for follow-up and evaluation.
I also think it's important to approach conflicts with a sense of curiosity and a desire to learn from others. By asking questions and seeking out different perspectives, we can gain a deeper understanding of the issue and identify potential solutions that work for everyone.
Ultimately, conflict resolution requires a combination of emotional intelligence, communication skills, and a commitment to collaboration and teamwork. By prioritizing these skills and values, we can create a more positive and productive work environment that benefits everyone involved.
I completely agree with Sarah. Conflict resolution is an ongoing process that requires constant attention and effort. By investing in our relationships with coworkers and practicing effective communication and collaboration skills, we can minimize conflicts and create a more positive work environment for everyone involved.
In the end, I think it's important to remember that conflicts are a natural part of any workplace. What's important is how we approach and resolve these conflicts, and the impact that it has on our relationships with coworkers and the overall productivity and success of the organization.
Absolutely. By approaching conflicts with empathy, respect, and a commitment to collaboration, we can create a more positive and productive work environment that benefits everyone involved.
I couldn't agree more. At the end of the day, conflict resolution is about building relationships and working together towards a common goal.
And by doing so, we can create a more positive and fulfilling work experience for ourselves and our coworkers.